All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for taking just moments out of your evening to spend time with me and DJ. Um, as I said before, that's DJ. I'm the Cosmic Broadcast, also known as Jonah, and we are super, super excited to cover this topic with you guys. So, again, the fact that you guys took some time out of your evening to watch two nerds talk about laser swords and how often laser swords whack on each other, that's awesome. Like, I really am really appreciative of you guys taking the time out. Before we get any deeper, though, if you are not subscribed to Movie Time Minute, what are you doing? Let's fix that. So if you have the opportunity, make sure you click his profile and make sure you guys subscribe. But yeah, so let's actually get into the nitty gritty. So the way I see it, lightsaber duels are just as important as the Force itself in Star Wars. You really can't have one without the other. A well-directed and choreographed fight can make or break entire films, honestly. So tonight we're going to be ranking every single lightsaber battle from all 9 films of the Skywalker saga. But first, DJ.
Yes.
I got some questions to ask you. Are you ready? All right. Let's do this. So, the first thing I wanted to ask you is, who is your favorite Force wielder and why? Is it Jar Jar Binks?
If I had clarity that Jar Jar could wield the Force, it would definitely be Jar Jar, because Jar Jar is the man. And you just lost your entire comment section right there by just me saying that. Yeah. No, I am, I guess, pretty traditional. I'm going to go with Yoda because I love the way he bounces around.
So like the frenetic energy, just kind of all over the place. Like he had right. Like 4 Red Bulls in the morning.
Like, even as an old man, that dude's still jumping and doing flips. I mean,
yeah. I remember the first time I saw him do that in Attack of the Clones, and from seeing him as this little puppet to this dude that went from being like, "Oh, my back," to just backflipping. I was like, "Is that even possible?" Like, I know the Force is cool.
The reason
like,
his back is the way it is in Empire in Return.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Well, I'd say on my end, I'd go with Obi-Wan, just because, from my opinion, I always thought it was so cool that Obi-Wan was never the strongest Jedi or the most powerful Jedi, but that man had resolve dialed up to 11. And, you know, he was incredible defensively. He was always waiting and patient, never trying to, you know, push the envelope or try super crazy things. So I was definitely always a big Obi-Wan fan. The second thing, this is super in depth, so you know, trying not to blow your mind with this one. What is your favorite lightsaber color? Although I think I know it.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Now, there are days when I go red.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I've got it on the arm just for those days that I feel like hitting somebody with my arm.
Love it. Now
I run around the house, you know, zoom, 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 you know, with my own sound effects.
How does your wife like that?
I don't know if I could talk about that without getting demonetized. No, it's a lot of fun. Like, you know, I'll use my arm and my 2-year-old to run around with his actual inflatable lightsaber that we got him at one of the Comic Cons, and he's got a yellow one. I don't even know who has a yellow lightsaber, but
I think it's like, that's such a niche thing, because I think it's literally like the Palace Guards.
Yeah.
So your son is officially a Palace Guard.
There we go. He's 2. He don't know any better.
I love it.
So yeah, we'll run around and hit each other with him throughout the house in a nice way, you know.
Right. Yeah, you gotta start him young. Now, for you, why green? Was it something specific? Did you just like the color?
I think it's just the color with it. I think I always liked the way it looked on camera, I guess, in the movies, and it just always stood out to me more than the others.
Nice. I mean, yeah, because blue is, you know, stereotypical Jedi. You know, a lot of people say
blends
blue.
In with the sky, and
yeah. That's why they switched Luke's lightsaber in Return of the Jedi.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and it worked for me. So
yeah, who would have thought that such a huge change to canon was all because of George Lucas being like, yeah, that doesn't look good with the sky. We got to change that.
That's the way it is, though.
Yep. And then let's see. The final question I had for you is, what are the just general elements that you look for in a lightsaber fight? What's something that, in DJ's mind, what are you like, okay, that makes or breaks it in your opinion?
So I want to see a stance. I want to see that there is a clear type of training that the Jedi or whoever's wielding lightsaber has going into it, to know that they train in a certain way, regardless if they're more samurai or more like knight or whatever they're doing. I want to see that stance, and that's very important to me.
Nice. I dig it. Sweet. I think for me, you literally were reading my mind, because for me, my wife rolls her eyes all the time, because whenever we're watching a movie, I'll let her know which stance that like whoever's fighting is, because like for Obi-Wan, I think he uses form 3 Surisu, which is a defensive pose, with the fingers and the lightsaber out. Anakin's more of a form 4, which is the aggressor, like the aggressor.
See, I've read all this, but I'm not quite at that level of like
that's literally like
out, so
when I was like 9 or 10, I basically taught myself how to read with Star Wars books, and so I loved the lore. But I'm in the same boat as you, though, because it's like, for me, if you can recognize when a Jedi or a Sith is about to throw down, it gives you this sense of like, oh shoot, something's about to happen. And and
that was one of the coolest things. Since we're not talking about this particular lightsaber fight tonight, one of the coolest things with Ahsoka and Balin, seeing the two different styles of lightsaber wielding, that was one of the coolest parts of that fight.
Oh yeah, because Balin has a lot of that kind of middle, like the knight, like he literally looked like a knight wielding a broadsword. That was really cool. Illiterate. Okay, I almost started reading comments a little too early, so let's go ahead and flip through some of these comments real quick, and then we will go ahead and start our ranking. So while we start these comments, guys, let me know, chat, this is for you guys, let me know what your favorite lightsaber fight is ahead of time. Go ahead and just sound off, and I'll get started reading your comments, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. So we're gonna start with 80s Kid. He says bum bum be dum bum be dum bum. And then he says, can anyone guess what song that's from? DJ, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Let's go back to that. Does that ring a bell?
Bum bum.
We're about to analyze a bum bum beat it bum bum.
I don't know. You got me.
Yeah, 80s Kid, you're starting off the day. You got us stumped.
Is that Duel of the Fates?
Bum 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 beat bum.
I don't know. I'm just
saying it out loud. I'm like, all right, okay. We'll come back to that. 80s Kid, I would love to hear the answer, just because the more I say it out loud, we're gonna see people drop off the stream as fast as they arrived. 80s Kid says the best lightsaber duel. There you go. The best lightsaber duel is in Phantom Menace, Duel of the Fates. That absolutely is solid. I respect that. I know DJ as a Phantom Menace lover.
I'm fully with that comment there.
We're starting off on the right foot. 80 says my 5 favorite Force wielders are Anakin, Dooku, Maul, Jin, and Kenobi. Okay. And my half-baked Maul voice. That's super respectable.
Yeah, I'm not used to saying Dooku on people's lists, so that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, because Dooku was really powerful in the Force. He was just old.
Yeah. Played by Christopher Lee, brilliant actor.
Absolutely. His little nuance, like the little nuances that he brought to the role of just like how he did in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Like that man always finds a way to give his own spin on a character, and it's awesome.
Yep.
We got Zach Milne in the house. Let's go. He said it's the boys. Yes, sir. You know it. Hey, man, this is all because of you. Again, by just doing what you do and having us being able to network and putting everybody in touch with everybody, dude. You're the grandfather of this organization.
Hi, Dad.
There you go. It's the boys. We gotta remind him he's gotta pick up milk.
Who's your favorite son, Zach?
Yeah, Zach, who is your favorite son? And you're not allowed to be general. Let's start a fight. I'm ready to start a fight.
Let's do this.
He says green, baby. Yes, sir. I'm green as well. Just favorite color, favorite lightsaber. 80s Kid says, what up, Zach? Zach says, hey, 80s. 80s says, hello there. Popping the popcorn in the chat. What? Again, fresh off of 1,000 subscribers. Awesome. Congratulations again.
Well deserved, too.
Absolutely. 100%. I'm so happy to have you here with us. Lawrence,
give me 5 years. I'll be there with you guys.
Nah, I'd say less than that. All you got to do is be like, I feel like you've got the right idea as you start trying these new things. I think now it's just people finding you. That's all it really comes down to, is the more people that find you, again, having those YouTubers that consistently come back and, watch content, dude, you'll be set for sure. Lawrence Report, nice Star Wars background. Thank you. I take no credit for that. I was like, what's the one thing that could fit with a background that doesn't pop too much? And that's what I found. Popping the popcorn. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. You know what? This is awesome. The fact that all you guys wanted to start the week off with us, just so appreciative of you guys.
Absolutely.
Illiterate says, what form does Kit Fisto use? Oh my gosh. All right, so
you.
I was gonna say, y'all can use Google and prove me wrong, but I want to say it was Form 2. It was either Form 2 or it wasn't Form 5. So I think it was Form 2 or Form 3. But I know because Kit is a underwater creature, then he kind of had to adapt his style when he basically was pulled out of his home. But I think it was Form 2, but I don't feel confident about that one. Popping says LOL. We got Zach again. Luke versus Vader, Return of the Jedi. Emotional stakes have never been higher. Again, see, lightsaber fights don't have to be just blades on blades, even though I made a joke about that in the opener.
I agree.
It's all about what depth is carrying this momentum forward. And if you don't feel something emotionally, you're not going to care as much. So we'll definitely be getting into that soon. Oh, 80s Kid says it's Disturbia by Rihanna.
Yeah.
Would have never gotten that.
Nope. That's not one of my jams, I guess.
If this was a game show, I would have lost everything. Illiterate says it's got to be Rey and Kylo in the woods. That's a left fielder. It's definitely a left fielder.
Hey, if you say so, it's so.
Yeah. Hey. Again, no. my internal, because I know Illiterate Hippo. He's one of my friends, and
okay.
Oh, dude, part of me wants to be like, you are so wrong, but I can't say that because it's your own opinion.
But one of your friends are they doing it just to get under your skin because they know, or is that really their thoughts?
That's the crazy part. Is I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
So we'll probably find out soon enough.
I got you.
80s Kid says, does anyone know that the original 2005 Darth Sidious came with Anakin's lightsaber? Did you know that, DJ?
Nope, did not.
Wow.
If anybody was going to know it, though, it's 80s Kid.
You're darn right.
He knows his stuff on those things.
Absolutely. Poppy says, LOL. Zach says, oof, I'm not that old.
See, I went
Doesn't
dad.
matter.
You said grandpa, I said dad, so I helped him a little bit.
That's true. I know. Sorry, Zach. That's on me. I'll take full responsibility for that one. I'm so sorry. But again, age and beauty, they run in the same line. So, got you, man. I got you. Popping says, thank you so much. You're absolutely welcome. Again, so much deserved. Popping also says, yep, you will get there. Talking to you, DJ. Heck yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I honestly don't even care if I never get there, as long as I'm still having as much fun as I'm having right now. That's all that matters.
We love that. All right. Ooh, hey, see for yourself in the chat. Yes, sir. If you guys are watching the stream right now, definitely go check out See for Yourself as well, but not before you look at Movie Time Minute. So help me, if I find out that you guys went to See for Yourself first and you didn't check out Movie Time Minute at the same time, it's a 2-for-1. You got to do both at the same time. Definitely subscribe to both of them. They are awesome. Sorry, I'm late. Nah, man, don't worry. We were just talking about the fact that you're watching the Eagles game. So
yeah.
Mad respect for you showing up. Popping says, hi, Ken. Got some haze. Zach says, my favorite knows who he is. We just keep it a secret from y'all.
From y'all? So that means it's neither of us.
Yeah, I was going to say. That's Zach's way of being like, yeah, no, I hate to let you guys down, but...
Where is Dark Movies anyway? He's not here yet, right?
He better be sleeping. That man better be sleeping.
Yeah, he better be. Maybe he'll be on toward the end.
80 said, Disturbia was released in 2008. Wow. Hard to believe 2008. How long is that officially? That's 18.
It was the year I graduated high school.
Like 15, 16
Shows
years
my
ago.
age.
Lord have mercy. That was so long ago. At least in my opinion. Like, I know I'm young-ish, but even that feels like a long time ago.
Yeah. I was thinking about that earlier this year when people were graduating high school, and I thought, man, 2008 was 15 years. I've officially been out of school longer than I was in school. So
Crazy. So See for Yourself says, I know my highest rated lightsaber duel and my lowest rated one, but I've never ranked the ones in between. So will we get to know your highest rated and lowest rated by the end of the night?
I think I already know his lowest.
Really? Do you want to say it on stream, or do we want to wait for Ken to reveal?
It's the same as my lowest. I'm pretty sure he's going to say the same thing.
Well, then it sounds like we need to get to the ranking soon. Illiterate says, could be either one. Who knows? Yeah, see, he's playing mind games now. Yeah,
Mhm.
I know him. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, see for yourself says go to Movie Time Minute first. Again, doesn't matter what order you're in, as long as you're subscribed to both of them, then we Gucci, guys. We Gucci. And then final comment, we got 80 says I listen to 2000s music occasionally. DJ, I don't know about you, but I just got back into listening to 2000s music again. Like I don't know what happened, but
I still can't leave the 90s. I'm stuck in the 90s. So.
What's your go-to before we get into the ranking, what's your go-to song right now?
Go-to song right now, probably This I Promise You in Sync.
Ooh, instinct. All right. Yes, sir. All right.
I think I was going there, did you?
I see. Hey, you know what? We like left turns in this live stream. Let's get it. I'm all here for it. I love it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take a pause in the comments now. And are you ready to get this party started?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So I'll show my screen real quick. Let's bring this up. Oops, no. Oops. Well, I told you guys ahead of time. My bad. There we go. All right. Spoiled it. So here's what we got for our list. I made a couple of edits this afternoon, so it looks a little bit differently. So I'll go through each tier.
Yeah, I need to
starting with. You say what?
I need to rewrite what you got there so I know I'm saying the right thing.
No, you're good. So we start out with unlimited power in my Palpatine voice. That's really bad. And that is the S tier. We've got This Is Where the Fun Begins, which is great, but not S tier. Then we've got decent, which is exactly as it says, gets the job done. We got meh, which is not, total garbage, but it also doesn't make that much of an impact. And then we got Bantha Poodoo, which, as it says, is crap. So anything that we strongly disagree with is going to go on this list. Now, as DJ and I were talking about before we started the stream, we're not going to agree on everything. I guarantee you there are going to be some things that we may not see eye to eye on, but there can only be one ranking. So the fun part is going to be us kind of going through each one and figuring out, what the common ground we can find is. So it looks like the first one we are starting out with is Anakin / Obi-Wan versus Dooku. And I have a little treat for you guys. We're going to start with this.
Sense great fear in you, Skywalker. You have hate, you have anger, but you don't use them.
All right. DJ, you want to take this one?
I have that in the meh.
Interesting. So what's your reasoning behind that?
I honestly don't remember. That's one I'm watching that fight just now and I'm like, did I really put that in meh? But yeah, that's what I double checked it. That's where I've got it.
That's tricky though, because Obi-Wan gets
I may have
knocked
just
out of the
not
fight
seen
like
the
twice.
image good enough when I was looking at the tier list. I don't know. I mean,
You're
I did
good.
write down Anakin Dooku, so I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, I do like that a little more than what I have on this list, probably. It's a solid fight. Obi-Wan kind of let me down in that one, I think. Maybe that's what it was.
Homeboy gets his butt tore up every single time he tried to fight Dooku. Every single time.
Yeah. Maybe that's what turned me away from it a little bit more was the Obi-Wan aspect.
That man was like a 2-year-old. That man could not stay on his feet. He just kept getting knocked down every single time. So I think I agree with you because it mostly is just an Anakin and Dooku fight, and it ends pretty quickly. Yeah, but also you get that brief interaction with him and Dooku where he taps into the dark side a little bit, and you can see Anakin start to really master and kind of overpower Dooku pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah, and he grabs the double lightsabers there. That's kind of cool. So,
and we get the quote of all quotes: "Do it." So you want to say decent?
We can move it up to decent. Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Cool. All right, coming up next, we have Count Dooku versus Yoda. And I'm stalling because I did not organize this well enough. Here we go. DJ, how we feeling?
So I had this at the very top of my decent, and I could have very well put it into this is where the fun begins because I love watching Yoda bounce around like a goofball. Uh, it's no other reason than that. I mean, I do think Dooku looked really slow in this particular lightsaber battle,
Yeah.
compared to the Anakin one. So maybe that knocks off some points there. But I don't know. What did you think?
I think, in my opinion, at least what I got from it is Dooku had just fought Anakin and Obi-Wan, so he was probably already sapped of his energy. I mean, he wasn't completely shot, but I feel like he was trying to muster what he could. That's why he knew he's like, I gotta get the heck out of here. So he had to kind of distract Yoda with trying to kill Anakin and Obi-Wan. But I also agree because this just hits me right as a kid. I did not see that coming. I was like, holy crap, we got Yoda spinning all over the place when all I've seen before is just a puppet that stands around and moves his mouth. And except for
this is the first time we really got to see some Yoda action. So it was cool.
Yeah. So I don't think it does anything crazy, especially if you really go back and rewatch it. You can see some times where Dooku's his stunt double that plays him, they kind of shoved him in there with some CGI that looked kind of rough. And it was super quick. It's like, what, 30 seconds long? At least what it felt like.
Yeah.
But I still think that the 30 seconds that we get is still great Star Wars. So between decent and where the fun begins, where are you thinking?
I'd go ahead and keep it in decent.
Okay.
Just because I don't know. We might get some angry folks if we put that up very high.
The good news is that, again, this is not fixed. So if we come back to this in the next 10 minutes and somebody bullies us into changing our mind, I'm sure we can make that work.
Yeah. Ken will probably bully us. Ken's a bully. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you call a nice bully? Because he's not a bully. That man is he's got a heart of gold. I don't know. So I guess you wouldn't even say bully at all. He's just a nice person.
Just leave out the bully. Yeah.
Yeah, Ken's just nice.
With a stern voice. He's a nice guy with a stern voice.
A commanding presence, if you will.
Yes.
There we go. All right, so next we are skipping over into the sequel trilogy. Sorry, got something stuck in my throat. Sorry. Is it hot in here?
Okay. This is a good time for me to jump in here.
Go for it.
I was trying to get ready for this stream. And when I'm at work, I get to have my phone out and I watch YouTube most of the day and that kind of stuff, just whatever I want to do while I'm working. I thought today I wanted to be a little more knowledgeable with the sequels because I've barely watched those movies. I rewatched 7 and 8 today, and I got 15 minutes through 9, and I couldn't complete my homework. I'm sorry. I was trying to get a fresh perspective on those particular fights because I don't have those as ingrained in my memory as the others, but I just couldn't get through 9 again.
You are a bold man for even trying, and I salute you for that, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
I gave it a shot.
Well, again, that just shows how dedicated you are. So with that being said, we are going to go into the Finn versus some random generic trooper that I'm letting my bias shine through. I gotta slow down. We've got Finn versus the trooper. All right, so we gonna immediately start out with a Bantha Poodoo, or are we gonna try to give this some justice? What are you thinking?
So I'll be honest, I only have one in Bantha Poodoo myself. I was trying to be nice to a lot of these, and maybe I should have put more in Bantha. This one might be one I should have done, but I actually put, and I'll say it, every one of the Finn fights in the meh category is what I did.
Okay, yeah. See, I can understand that because there's nothing he does wrong because he's not a skilled Jedi. He's not force sensitive, wink wink, even though they keep hinting to it. So there's no reason why he'd be a skilled fighter with a lightsaber. No reason why.
Yeah.
But that being said, he holds his own pretty well. Enough to be like, you know what? All right.
Yeah.
Like if we're trying to go down the whole, he's a trained I can't say stormtrooper, trained first order trooper, then he should at least be competent with almost any type of weapon. So, I mean, it does its job.
Can we talk about how good the stormtrooper himself was here, though?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, why are stormtroopers not using these weapons more often instead of blasters? Because you can't hit a thing with a blaster. They ought to just get these melee weapons. And
maybe it's the updated technology. Maybe after the original trilogy, they're like, you know what, we got to do better.
Maybe something's going on.
All right, so I'm going to pause real quick. We'll flip through some of these comments just so we don't get too behind.
Okay.
All right, let's go. I got to get back to where we're at. There we go. Okay, so 80s Kid. The best lightsaber fight is Maul versus Tano. See, I wanted to include animated stuff on here, but we'd be here for 5 hours if we had animated
a lot more
stuff.
Fats.
Yeah. Zach says NSYNC was going to be Jedis, and I'm bummed it didn't. Dude, Zach, yes, you're right. I totally forgot about that. George Lucas, man. Was it during the Lucas era? I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Had to have been because it was in the the prequel era. Dude, we missed a golden opportunity. See for yourself says highest is Anakin versus Obi-Wan in episode 3. Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan in episode 4 is my lowest. Ooh. All right. Little controversy. I could see why though. Again, it would try to save that for when we actually get to it in the ranking, but I will just preface it by saying I'm following you, Ken. I'm following you. Zach says, yeah, NSYNC, my favorite, knows what he's talking about. We found ourselves a winner.
Here we go.
See for yourself says unlimited power. There's so many memeable moments in the prequels. I love it.
Yeah.
80s Kid. My go-to is Blue. Dabba-dee-dabba-da-da-dabba-dee. Complicated and Disturbia. All solid picks.
Yep.
Illiterate says, for real though, love Attack of the Clones, so my fave has got to be the Dooku duel at the end. I've seen a lot of Attack of the Clones lovers come out of the woodworks ever since I posted my video about hot takes.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people come up to me and be like, hey, I saw your video. I love Attack of the Clones. And I'm like, where have y'all been?
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all doing?
Like, I don't even understand that one. So
I don't think Attack of the Clones is the best Star Wars movie. I don't even think it's good. But compared to the sequel trilogy, I'll watch it 100 times out of 100. That's just the way I see it.
I understand.
See for yourself says this is actually a really good one. If you're referring to Movie Time Minutes channel, wink, wink. You're absolutely right. This is a really good one. A little subtle placement. Zach says, I thought Jonah was about to bring on Ewan and Hayden. It wasn't in the budget, Zach. It wasn't in the budget. They were not going to take $5 and a box of Krispy Kremes. So that did not work, unfortunately. Sorry. 80 says, back to the good old days when George was in charge. Yeah. I don't want to sound toxic, but you're right. Those are the good old days. Anakin Obi-Wan versus Dooku in episode 3 was pretty good. So see for yourself says decent. Did we put it? I already forgot. We did do decent.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. See, look, we're all on the same page. Zach says a great moment for Anakin's character turning dark, but the fight itself is too quick. Yeah, I agree. It was like 30 seconds. It was nothing.
Yeah. Very
80. 80 says all 6 Star Wars movies, Clone Wars, are like a warm blanket. That's a good way to put it. It just feels safe. It's like it reminds me of just when Star Wars could just do no wrong, especially when I was a little kid. It was all bangers, all hits, no misses. Ken. What is going on?
It's still fun.
Yeah. Again, as you know what? I think Ken is saying something that only a Jar Jar hater would say. You know, that sounds like the same kind of person who doesn't vibe with Jar Jar.
Yeah, that's true.
If you can't deal with Yoda flipping around the place, you have no right to call yourself a Jar Jar fan either.
Yeah.
So
gotta love both.
Yeah.
I want to see Jar Jar and Yoda flipping all over the place, fighting each other. Seeing Jar Jar do his clumsy, drunken fist stuff, and Yoda doing his flipping around. And
I would pay good money to see that. Just go get him, Yoda. Get him. See for yourself says I put Dooku versus Yoda in the meh category. Yoda's tribal yell. Yoda's tribal yell was eye roll inducing. DJ? You want to defend that at all?
Wrong you are.
Perfect. Illiterate, sad face. Ooh, we got some disagreements in the chat. I love it. Let's get some controversy going. Heck yeah.
There'll be more, I'm sure.
Talking about Empire. Yeah, struggling against a stormtrooper is lame.
Yep.
TBH, this was kind of boring. If you're talking about the stream, sorry to disappoint you. I promise you, maybe we're not the boring ones.
I mean, I can leave if I need to.
Well, no. You're Zach's favorite. You got to stick around.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
See for yourself says I'll take Finn versus Super Trooper over Darth versus Obi-Wan. All right, so we're gonna skip right. I'm not reading. I'm not spending any more time on this one than I need to. 80s kid, that had to be Sam Witwer under the Stormtrooper. Hey, you never know.
Oh, it could have been.
You never know. 2000s are a trend again. Heck yeah, they're all coming back. Heck yeah, original Spy Kids. Drew in the chat. What is going on, Drew? Welcome to the stream, man. Good to have you with us. Ken just woke up and chose violence today.
What's the Eagles score right now?
I was about to say, yeah, hang on. DJ, stall. Let me check the...
Yeah. Certified Jar Jar hater certificate laminated. Do people even laminate? How old are you to get a laminated certificate? Like, what is that, Ken? Like, come on.
All right, the Eagles are up 22-3, so he's got no business being this pessimistic. All right, and see for yourself says, hey, Drew. It's all love. It's all love. All right, let's get back into this. All right, next up, we have the first climactic... wow, I almost said Bible. The first climactic battle between Rey and Kylo Ren. And I definitely have a clip for that. And I need to get better at remembering to pull it up because I get so into it and forget. Here we go. DJ, how we feeling?
Yeah, I mean, if we touch a tree, it falls down. If we touch a face, you get a scar.
We're clipping that. That is spot on. Tell me why we were able to just shoot through all this shrubbery like it's no big deal. And then you just,
when we hit each other, we're just, oh no, I got a spot on my face.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah.
All jokes aside, though, I will say, out of all of the lightsaber fights in the sequel trilogy, aesthetically, this looks cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I gotta say it looks
the
good.
Colors in that dark forest, all that looks really nice.
The red and the blue. If you take away all logic, all practicality, did I say logic? I'm gonna say it again. All logic. You take all of that and throw it out the window. You got yourself a good looking fight. But do you think aesthetic alone is enough to carry this higher than meh?
I do have it indecent.
Okay. I will agree with you.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we've got Sheev Palpatine himself versus Samuel L. Jackson. And, hey, it's a lightsaber fight, so we got to include it. Look at my man Ian McDermott just backflipping all over the place. Who would have known?
Yeah. Did he hiss? It sounded like he hissed at one point, man.
He did hiss.
Those facial expressions, though.
Hey, homeboy was having the time of his life.
You could tell.
He was having so much fun. So my thing on this is, as entertaining as it is, it's so choppy.
Yeah.
And kind of, I know they're both old, like they're...
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like Sam was moving decent, but
it felt kind of robotic just a little bit. And then all of a sudden...
And the cuts didn't help anything with that.
Yeah, it was, like we said, it was choppy. And I think you've got Ian McDermott going from just kind of holding his lightsaber and letting Sam Jackson hit it to backflipping and doing somersaults and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the lore behind this is way better than the actual scene because, again, Mace Windu, what makes him special is he can combine the dark side and the light side, and he utilizes both because I think it's called Vapad, where he utilizes the dark side as well, and that's why he technically is a better fighter than than Palpatine. But what got him in the end was letting up and giving Anakin time to intervene.
Yeah.
So
Windu was going to win that fight.
Oh yeah, and that's dope because we don't get to see him do anything fighting wise. But it was just not enough. Just wasn't enough. Now time wise, do you think, considering it was just, you know, not enough to justify it being amazing, we going decent?
Yeah, I would say either high, meh, low, decent, somewhere in there. So I'd be okay with decent, and I'd also be okay with meh. So
I'm gonna go ahead and say meh, just because I wish there was more.
okay,
Genuinely,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I really wish.
You know,
we had
I
more.
always thought that Windu survived that for years. Like for years, I thought Windu should have survived that. Like use the Force and like catch himself as he's landing, or I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, I even when Disney bought Star Wars, I was like, oh shoot, they're definitely gonna bring back Samuel L. Jackson, because Sam Jackson loves being in Star Wars,
Yeah,
and he was always ready. He's like, if
I
they
would
give
have
me a
loved
call.
to come back. Yeah, that would have been cool.
But I think it's too late now with them
Yeah.
constantly having to bring back legacy characters to prop up what they've got going on. It's too little, too late.
Yep, I agree.
All right, so next we've got the first climactic battle between Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul on Tatooine. All right, now hear me out. As an introduction, I don't think it gets much better than this.
Okay.
As a brief, this is one of those times where I think a quick scene actually works, because Maul springs up on him like that, and then immediately you're terrified, because not only does he hold his own, he puts Qui-Gon on the ropes immediately. And it's not lengthy, but it's not supposed to be, because it very clearly confirms that this dude is no joke, and he's powerful as all get out. And I don't know, that's just my interpretation of it.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad fight. It's better than a few of them we've seen already.
Do you think it's enough to push past decent?
I don't
think I can.
I don't know. I've got it in decent on my list.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of it, actually, not even the top of the decent. But
Yeah.
I mean, you did make it a little more compelling sounding than what I originally had thought on it. But that's where I'm.
Yeah. And I think it's also, I'm looking at how skewed it is down here, but the thing is, we haven't even gotten to some of the bangers. So it's going to look way more balanced out when we get farther along. Speaking of that, speaking of that, we have the final battle of Return of the Jedi.
Man, tell me that music doesn't just set the whole thing.
It moves you.
Yeah.
So, we going unlimited power?
Unlimited power.
You got it.
That's
all right,
where
so
I've got it.
tell me what you like the most about that scene.
This was my favorite fight in the original trilogy. I love this fight, and I have gone back and forth on that one and the fight between the two of them in Empire, which we'll get to in a little bit. But the more I think about it, the more looking back, it's like this was just like the ultimate fight for the finale of the trilogy. And as a kid watching this, I'm like, there is nothing that will ever top this in action cinema history. You know, that at least that's how I felt as a child. So, yeah,
I like that there's also stages to it. There's the first stage where Luke is very clearly holding back, and it's not working for him because Vader's overpowering him once again. And it gets to the point where Vader pushes him to the point where he has to hide. And that's when the fear sets in. That, like, you feel genuine fear as Darth Vader starts stalking his son and just taunting him, goading him to come out. And then all it takes is him bringing up his sister. And then we see Mark Hamill already is an incredible actor, but you see the darkness fall over his face where it's his face, his skin is taut, his eyes are bulging, and he is coming for blood. And from then on out, Vader doesn't stand a chance. And you see his age, you see the fact that Vader was already mentally weakened, and man, it doesn't get better than that. So I completely agree. Unlimited power. Speaking of back-to-back bangers, it looks like we have just one of the best. Oh wow, I'm gonna shut up. So I have to preface this before I play the clip. The fight was way too long, of course, to have in an actual 10-second clip. So I grabbed the scene between Obi-Wan and Maul, but we can elaborate in just a second. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else? Yep.
No,
Yep.
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 So that's my favorite fight in Star Wars. That's overall. I know a lot of people have another one that we're going to get to as number one. To me, that one's number two. This one's number one because something about. Again, I've talked about this in other streams I've done before with I think Zach Milne and some of them. This movie is the reason I love movies, and it's not even the best Star Wars movie, but Episode 1 was the first one I got to see in theaters. My first experience with Star Wars in a movie theater screening, and it's the reason I love movies today. So this ultimate fight in that movie to me is the best they've done, just because of the experience I had with it and the nostalgia I have every time I see it. And I could just watch that over and over again. And the music, man, that music hits so hard, and it still does to this day. I could just put that on and kick in some doors,
Absolutely. I couldn't include that part because, copyright.
Yeah.
YouTube's going to hear Duel of the Fates and they're like, not today, buddy. We're shutting that down. But dude, I'm so in agreement because for me, it's like, what was George Lucas smoking? Because like that dude was just, that man, he found, I think the best thing he did was when he hired the stunt choreographer that he did. I forgot his name, but he did, I think, all 3 prequel movies. And he focused a lot on Phantom Menace. And the fact that they found Ray Park as just this dude who was really good at twirling a stick. And they were like, hey, do you want to come play Darth Maul? He's like, well, I'm not an actor. And they were like, don't care. You look cool. So the fact that like George Lucas just nailed it. Like he literally casted the perfect person to play Maul. Like I mentioned in the video that I did on the hot takes, I mean, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor, Liam Neeson, they're all fully bought in, and seeing them with just this perfect choreography of kicks and punches and slices and how deceptively quick Maul is, and you feel like at any moment the tide can shift either way. And I just feel like it doesn't get better than that. And I think also the reason why I kept the clip in there of Obi-Wan and Maul is because that's when my jaw first hit the floor when I actually watched it for the first time. Because at first everything else was awesome, but when I see a Padawan, Obi-Wan, go toe to toe with Maul, and you see the strikes get quicker, and I think one of my favorite sequences in all of Star Wars is when Obi-Wan goes from behind, blocks him from behind, and then brings it back to the front. And then effortlessly transitions into the next sequence. Dude.
They definitely went hard in those prequels with the lightsaber battles.
Absolutely. So yeah, that is a very, very, very easy ranking. All right, so coming up next, we are throwing it back to episode 2, which is apparently a lot of people's favorite movie. Tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Twirly birds. I don't know. They're trying to be a helicopter or something. Like I don't know.
They're just doing this. Like it almost looked like they're like, are they belly dancing? Like what are they doing? They're just like swinging around. It's like, what are we doing?
So strange.
Yeah.
To go from some of the lightsaber fights we're getting in these movies, and then this happens, and it's just like, what?
I feel like this is what George wanted to do in episode 3, but he hadn't quite figured it out yet. And so he was like, until we get the camera figured out, y'all just stand there and just not even move, just twirl. That's it.
We just want to see those lights, and we want to hear that noise, with the wind and the saber or whatever they're doing.
I think the coolest part was Anakin, of course, dual wielding, because that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But I think, in my opinion, the coolest part was when he cut the cord to make all the lights go out. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
try to get yourself a competitive advantage. That's cool. And I know in the books, George Lucas wanted it to seem like they were letting the Force guide their movements in the darkness, and so they're kind of letting go to the Force. But it sounds better in a book than it does in live action.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you. I would probably put this in the meh category.
Yeah, I've got it in meh. That's
Cool.
where I've got it. It's going to be really hard for me to get to Bantha, but I do have one for Bantha.
Oh, for sure. We're definitely gonna. I have a feeling it's coming up soon. All right, so next we are going back to the sequel trilogy. We are going to have a little showdown with Luke and Kylo. I technically have to count this because Luke ignites his lightsaber.
Yep.
Kind of. And Kylo utilizes a lightsaber as well.
Yep.
So by law and order, that's what we got. DJ, what are we thinking?
Okay, so might be a hot take on this.
I'm listening.
This entire movie I'm watching and rewatching it today, I felt the same way. I was thinking, okay, I see what they're trying to do with Luke in this movie. It's not working for me per se. But when they get to this scene and Luke is just like, before I know what's really going on with him, he's just effortlessly dodging everything that Kylo's throwing at him, like it's like he's just playing with him. I had a lot of fun with that the first time watching it. Like that was, I'm sorry, 80s kid, but yeah, it was fun to me. Like just seeing Kylo go after him and Luke's just doing the Matrix on him, and like I thought that was really cool. I don't know. That's just how I felt about it.
We might be facing our first disagreement because for me, I was like, Luke is acting like an action figure. That man is a Hasbro toy in the middle of a Star Wars movie. What is this action figure doing in my Star Wars? Like it felt so not like Luke. And then again, the entire movie was literally not Luke.
It's like I felt like I didn't get Luke anywhere. So the fact that Luke was just so much better than Kylo there, I was for that, just because I'm like, okay, well, this hermit, he's still got it, but then they kind of ruined it a little bit later. So
yeah, and he also makes Kylo look stupid when the entire premise is that Kylo is coming into his own as a villain.
Yeah,
and they make him look like hot garbage.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from. If you're looking at it from the just have a good time, but like everything else, it's like, oh, can I convince you to put this in the meh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I've got it in meh. I'm just saying.
He's like, with that being said, I think it belongs in that's where the fun begins, because I was having fun.
No, I did have fun, but I'm not ignorant to the fact of what it was either. So
okay, yeah, cool. I can breathe easy because I thought I was about to have to convince you. All right, looks like we're going back to episode 2. So I snuck this one in. It's technically not a lightsaber on lightsaber fight, but I could justify having this in there just because I felt like it was entertaining enough, and it was a big part of episode 2. However, I think this was another one of those your turn, my turn things where there was no actual combat. It was just kind of like a you go, I go, you go, I go. I don't know what you think, but that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that very much that. I was surprised you put it in there, but I mean, he did have a lightsaber out, so
had to throw a curveball. I know in any other list, in any other circumstance, it wouldn't be on here. But I was like, you know what? It's already on here. Why not just let it happen?
Yeah, Meh's a good place.
All right, so next we are going back to everyone's favorite sequel trilogy movie, and let's see what we got. And I decided to play the wrong clip because I obviously cannot read. So here we go. We're going to actually do the one that I was supposed to play. Look at him trying to get that the blaster wound You know, this man's like shaking it like the blaster bolt's just gonna fall out of his chest.
Finn had no right to even try to fight here.
That man was not only out of his league, that man was out of his galaxy. Like what?
Yeah.
Like people try to justify it, like, oh, Kylo was injured. Kylo was injured. Last time I checked, the Sith get stronger the angrier they get.
Yeah,
and if Reva can survive based on her hatred and being able to survive after getting sliced, and like you said before, after so many different characters can survive after getting literally impaled with a lightsaber, the fact that Kylo got shot with Chewbacca's bowcaster and people use that as an excuse of why Finn was able to hold his own. Blech.
Kylo was fine. He was beating his belly the whole fight. So
yeah, he's like bang bang, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah,
bang bang bang, pop, pop, pop.
Oh man.
Do we want to like? I mean, it's all aesthetics for me. It still looks cool.
Yeah,
but I can't justify it being anything higher than meh.
Yeah, like I said, I told you I've got all the Finn's fights in meh. So.
Well, looks like we're going to camp out in the sequel trilogy for a little bit, and we've got Rey and Kylo versus the guards. All right, talk to me, DJ.
All right, so this is one of the few things I liked in the sequel trilogy. I really enjoyed this. I thought seeing the two of them team up like this was fun. And the back-to-back thing, I always love to see lightsaber battles when you got two people together back-to-back. That's a cool scene for me. Taking on the Knights, I think it was cool. I actually have this a little higher than what you probably think I do. I've got it in the. This is how do we put this?
This is where the fun begins.
That's where I've got this one.
All right.
I went ahead and told you where I've got this one ahead of time because I know you're not going to agree with that.
You're making me switch screens for this one. All right. I'm gonna be on my Ken vibes right now, and I'm gonna be a hater for just a second. So when I saw this in the theater, even in my moment of sorrow, where I was like, I am not having a good time, I also thought the same way. I was like, you know what? This is dope. This is actually kind of cool. That was the first viewing. I went back and I rewatched it, and I tried to focus on something other than Kylo and Rey, and all of a sudden I start seeing things that I was like, this is stupid. You see guards that are spinning for no reason, and they're purposely like swinging and missing, and they're aiming for, like, she's blocking up here, and they're purposely going for her legs, or I'm sorry, the other way around. They're going for her lightsaber when her whole midsection is completely uncovered. And did I mention the twirls? They're literally spinning in circles, doing these crazy like acrobatic moves when she's defenseless with her head right in front of her, like right in front of them. And it's just one of those things where I felt major style over substance vibes, because she also does that thing where she drops the lightsaber and then catches it.
Yep.
And I'm like, can we do that? Like, is that actually a thing? And also, the way she dropped it, I think I remember seeing when I did like a closer look, I think the way she dropped it, if it actually happened, she would have like cut herself in half because of the way she dropped it and the angle it was at. Yeah. So I respect your opinion based on the enjoyment factor.
Yeah.
My problem is when I tried to go back and like watch it a second or third time.
Oh, a third time. See, I'm just watching it for the second time today. So. And I was at work, so maybe I missed some of that stuff too, because I didn't catch all that the first time around. But now that you say it, I guess that does make sense with doing that. But.
Could I convince you for a decent? Because if not, I will
move down to decent. That is perfectly fine with me.
Okay, cool. Let's go decent.
No arguments.
All right, so next we've got Luke and Vader on Cloud City. And once again, I can't read. So here we go. Just kidding. Did I seriously leave this clip out? Nope, I got it. Here we go.
Your hatred can destroy me.
So I'll start this one out by saying my gut reaction is this is where the fun begins.
Okay.
But again, I really want to hear what your take is on this one.
Okay, I feel like I'm in a minority, but I'm also got it. This is where the fun begins. I did not like this as much as the final battle in Return of the Jedi. I didn't think that. I mean, the music was good here. The score, I didn't think it was as good as Returns.
Mm-hmm.
The choreography may have been better, but I didn't feel it the same way until the end of the fight when we get the famous line. You know, I didn't feel the emotion the same way in this one as when you get to Return of the Jedi. You just feel it, knowing Luke knows all these things about Vader now. You know, I don't know. It's just like the stakes are higher, and because of that, I think that this fight in Empire just wasn't the same level. So that's why I would drop it down to the fun begins instead.
I'm in agreement with you for pretty much the exact same reasons. I did like the fact that sometimes the music barely even played at all.
Yeah.
And it was just silence. And just like with the whole vibe of Empire as a whole, it's this existential dread of, holy crap, Luke shouldn't have been here. He rushed his training.
Yep.
And you know what we always complain about with these modern day protagonists that just kind of show up and are amazing with no reason for being amazing.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where it's nice for once to see a hero take an L, you know, like someone who, you know, jumped into it, wasn't ready, and got punished for it. And so I think that alone is what really stands out to me. But I also agree that it doesn't quite take it to that next level, and it's remembered more for that last quote than the fight as a whole, because it's just Vader toying with him. You know, he's just trying to feel him out, see how we're doing, and Luke is trying to give it his all, but he fails in the end. So I'm definitely with you on that one. All right, so Ken, I hope you're ready. This is got Ken's name written all over it. We have Ben Kenobi versus Vader. Most geriatric fight ever. I repeat, the most hang on. The most geriatric retirement home AARP membership looking fight. Okay, that's it.
Man, this one's bantha. This is awful.
Yeah.
I don't care that this is the original lightsaber battle. The only thing cool about this is the still shot of the two of them sideways looking at them. That's the only thing good about this fight.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're all in agreement. Nostalgia's not working with me on this one.
No,
not
for me anyway.
They had technical difficulties. The lightsabers, they said, weighed like 40 pounds. They couldn't do anything with them. We can't, like, I'm not even gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that they didn't really know like how to do a good lightsaber fight, because like that's all true, but it still sucks. It still sucks. It's not good. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Ken is acknowledging our choice.
Oh, and a few comments up. I don't think you're a hater, Ken.
Ken's definitely not a hater. Not at all. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pause real quick. Let's get caught up on some of these, because we are crazy behind. So we'll fly through a couple of these.
Okay.
So 22-6, Eagles are winning. Yes, sir. See, look, I'm a diehard Saints fan. I got some collectibles on the wall, but we can't really see them on this side. But diehard Saints fan, and y'all are playing the Bucks. So as long as y'all beat them, I'm happy.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
sports ball.
DJ's like, yes, touchdown, home run,
goal basket. Yeah.
And we got the ball. 80s kid. That was probably in reference to something we said, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. See for yourself says Rey versus Kylo. Decent. Yep. Pretty much, I was kind of glancing at Ken's comments throughout the whole thing. He's pretty much matching us shot for shot. So we seem to be on the same page for a lot of things. Yeah, 80s, how original. In quotations, because that's the sequel trilogy is original. Ken says Sheev versus Mace belongs in the meh. Yep. Some of the facial expressions Sheev is making are cringe. Yeah. He's like snarling, but look like he's having a stroke at the same time.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. 80 says nope. His first name is Chancellor Emperor, last name Palpatine. Goes by Sidious as an alias. That is correct.
Way to get technical.
Hey, you're not wrong. Ken says the Emperor looks like he's surprised that his lightsaber is working. He turned it on. He's like, oh, that's what it does. That is true.
It's like that Family Guy Blue Harvest with the... You know what I'm saying.
Oh, I wish I had a clip of that. Oh, man. Oh, man. Wasted opportunity. 80 says, at least we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge. One of the very few things Maul says, and he makes it count. Ken says, Qui-Gon versus Maul. Yep, he's... Oh, wait, no, he said... Oh, yeah, number 1. So this is where the fun begins. We had that in decent, so not quite off, but we're getting there. Sully. Oh, we got Sully streams in the chat. Hey, if you're still here, thanks for popping by, man. Sorry if we didn't get to your comment before you had to leave, but definitely glad to see you joined us for a little bit.
Absolutely.
First Maul encounter is pretty fun. It's probably indecent. They had to escape real quick. Maul is the Force. Yep, that's exactly what I'm completely on board with. Ken says Luke versus Darth is unlimited. Yeah, we are rocking and rolling on the same page. Yeah, we got a bunch of unlimited powers in the chat. Let's go. Sully says the fights mean more in the original trilogy, but I don't think the choreography and how the lightsabers actually look, sound in the prequels will ever be beat. Spot on. Spot on. Ken says, I love the confidence of Luke, his willingness to stand on his principles. A+ character writing, A+ hero's journey. That is Luke Skywalker in a nutshell. We got some agrees. I wish I could tell you what this is.
Okay.
Either you just put a virus in the in the chat, or it's
maybe
just
it was
like
an
an
emoji
emoji
from something from
Yeah.
It didn't show up through here.
Might be able to see it on mobile. Ken says, we got another unlimited power. 80s said I had it on VHS and would watch it repeatedly. I saw it in 3D. I think we were still talking about Phantom Menace.
Okay.
Because it was in 3D and was it in 3D, DJ?
I don't even remember.
I thought it was, but I could be wrong.
That's been 25 years ago or 24 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Ken says, I really believe Darth Maul should have been a 3-movie villain. Delete Dooku, just have Maul be Sheev apprentice until Anakin is strong enough to take his place.
Yeah, I mean, Dooku was weak, but not having Christopher Lee in the Star Wars universe would be sad to me too. So,
wasted opportunity either way.
Yeah, I agree.
You lose a great presence one way or another. Obi-Wan was a baller during the fight. Oh, heck yeah. Homeboy held his own against a Sith Lord. Yeah, he gets all the credit in my book. 80 said decent. Ken says Anakin and Dooku's club light show is Bantha Poo. Yeah, all we need is a little in the background with the maybe that's an edit for the future. We'll see. Yeah, Ken says I don't like close-up fights where you can't tell what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Shaky cam, not a fan. The Obi-Wan TV
never good.
No, the Obi-Wan TV show had some of that, and that was a terrible mistake. As Anakin says, it's outrageous. It's unfair. Ken says, meh. Drew says, I have excellent news. Got a Blu-ray movie recently. Heck yeah, man. What'd you get?
Tell us what a Blu-ray is.
Yeah. If you're in the chat, let us know. 80s Kid says, boo. Again, assuming that's one of our takes. It's got to be something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised. We've had a couple controversial ones.
Probably me talking about this.
Luke versus Kylo is a lightsaber battle by technicality. Wasn't a fan of Luke's sped up Matrix routine. Bantha Poo. See, I'm more on Ken's line of thinking than I am with DJ, but wow. Okay. Ken says Obi-Wan versus Jango is where the fun begins. Bold. Okay. Bold. May not agree, but bold.
Yeah.
Sully says, loving this live stream, by the way, dude. Heck yeah, man. I appreciate it. That means a lot. He said, this is a fun one. Heck yeah. 80s kisses. Pew, 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 pew. Vroom, vroom.
Let's clip that out. You reading that, please.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. I make all my own sound. So between the bum ba ba da da ba da ba da and the pew 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 pew.
There you go.
That's a 30-second clip right there. 80's a decent. Kylo versus Finn is decent, I guess. Rey and Kylo versus Guards is decent. He's going to move Kylo versus Finn down to meh.
Yeah.
Now we're at the hater reputation. Dude, you are not a hater at all. If anything, I think DJ and I, like, if we wanted to, we're infinitely could have more hater qualities than you.
We're being way more positive on this list than most people would be, for sure.
Absolutely. We got another unlimited power. 80s kid says, let's go. It was awesome. Obi-Wan versus Vader in episode 4 is unfortunate. Yep. See, we're all on the same page. Jason is in the chat.
Jason, what's going on? I need to check my Instagram, see if you messaged me today. we're moving around. We were going to do Wednesday night for our Eternals live stream, and I think we moved it to Friday. And then I was going to get back in and check with him today on what else he said, and I never did. So after this stream, I will message you back if you message me, Jason.
DJ, do you want to tell Jason what happened earlier?
So I was moving around some of my figures and stuff here, and I went to move my Arishem the Judge giant pop that was right over here, and his head kind of popped off because I dropped him. So I'm going to have to fix that.
It's a sign.
Because he is missing a head now.
Jason, it's a sign.
Arishem the Headless Judge.
Eternals is voodoo. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add
change your mind on Friday.
I'm here for it. That's I can't wait. Very excited. I'm just gonna literally like drop in a picture of Eternals just so I can put it in Bantha Poodoo, just to spite everybody. I'm not that petty.
Are you though?
We'll see how the night goes. 80s kid says Lego Mall, awesome. Jason says Vader versus Kenobi from episode 4 is the best.
All right then.
Hey, fair enough. Mad respect to you. Just don't tell Ken. 80s kid in 2012 3D. Oh yeah, because they re-released it.
Oh.
80s kid.
Yeah.
I was booing Luke versus Kylo. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, dude, goated statement right here. Hasbro used to make the best Star Wars toys in the 2000s. I agree. I had so many of those toys when I was younger. 19. Yep. Mm-hmm. Aha, Ken says Eagles win 25-11. Ken.
Yeah.
TJ's like, let's go. I don't know what's
going on. We got all the sports go baskets.
Well, Ken, let me send you a virtual handshake. Thank you, sir, for knocking off the Bucks. So now we have a chance to keep pushing forward as a lonely outcast Saints fan. All right, let's get back into this. All right, so unfortunately, we are going straight into another sequel fight, which looks like this one is... Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. It's like they gave preschoolers big sticks and said, go to town. And they just start wailing. Just whack, 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 whack. That's how I see this fight.
Yeah. You've seen Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So when he's fighting Little John up on the things, and they're just kind of like hitting real hard back and forth as hard as they can and stuff. That's what I kind of attribute this fight to, is very similar to that one. If that tells you what I think about this fight.
Bantha Poodoo?
I'd be okay with that. I think I've got it in meh, but I'd be okay with Bantha if you want to add some more to Bantha.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be a hater. I'll take the hate on this one. I am. What have I always said? If there is one sequel hater out there in the world, that man is me. So I will.
I mean, and this is one I did. Yeah, this is in the episode 9, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I've only watched this one time in theaters on opening weekend. I've never watched it again. So maybe I'm not being fair to it because I haven't watched it enough. I'm just going off of my one encounter with it, but that's where I am anyway.
Then I'll take this one. Crap.
All right.
I got you. I got you. Speaking of crap. Oh gosh. See, if I would have been quicker on the release, this would have been way funnier. Let's try this again. Speaking of crap.
You're a bug in the system. Let's go, Chrome Dome.
Let's go, Chrome Dome.
Let's go, Chrome Dome.
Let's go.
That's that's one of the most quotable lines in Star Wars. I don't know what you're getting at.
What kind of Dora the Explorer looking crap is this? I'm waiting for the come on Vamonos, everybody, let's go. Like what? Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. Boo. Boo is what I say.
You want to put that in Bantha too?
I mean, boo rhymes with poodoo.
It does. It does
So,
rhyme. I mean, like Dr. Seuss in here.
Yeah, let's keep the hate streak going, because again, it ruins Phasma again. I know we talked about this in the Ahsoka stream with Ken, but Phasma just keeps getting reintroduced and then just dying. Like
such a waste of Gwendolyn Christie too, because she's a tremendous actress.
Yeah, because she was on Game of Thrones, right?
Yep, Game of Thrones. She was in Sandman on Netflix. Did really good in that.
Such a shame. Yeah, horribly misused. But I don't think it's worth lingering long enough on that one. Just it doesn't add anything, and it's not technically a lightsaber fight. But I wanted to put something else in Bantha Poodoo, and I wasn't going to tell you, so I was like, I'll sneak it in there.
I got you.
Yeah, I wanted to sprinkle some extra hate in there just because we like some hate every now and then. It makes the world go round. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're coming up on the home stretch, and why not move on from crap into some less crappy crap?
Tell me where you are. You don't.
If she just would have said your mom's house right there, I would have put this at unlimited power.
Oh, yeah. I don't understand Rey's fight technique. I mean,
Swing.
We started out this stream talking about the techniques and stuff, and I just feel like she has nothing other than sometimes she swings hard this way, and sometimes she's underhanded swinging hard. That's it.
You hit the nail on the head. It's like, what does she bring to the table? Because if they keep hinting that she's so powerful with the Force, the whole thing about being a skilled Force user is the Force directs your movements. Part of being an exceptionally trained Jedi or Sith is that you do let the Force just take over you and open yourself up. And even though she doesn't have lightsaber technique and she wasn't trained, if she is so powerful with the Force that she immediately becomes able to do all of these crazy things, why is she not a better fighter? That's just me, though.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to, I don't want to be too much of a hater, but for me, it's like, I want to put this in meh, but I also think that the whole Force Skyping between her and Kylo is still weird.
It is weird.
So
it was a strange choice of direction to do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, do we want to do meh or what are you feeling?
I've got it in meh, but I'm open to listen to other. It seems like you're wanting to fill in a little bit of Bantha so it's spread out more. So if you want to put it in there, I'm okay with it.
I would love to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me do that real quick. I will never miss an opportunity to crap on the sequels within reason. So we'll do that. All right. Let's have a little palate cleanser. Let's dial it back to some slightly better opportunities. Starting with DJ, this is right up your alley.
I love this fight. I love this fight so much. I don't know what other people think about this, but this is one of my favorites in the movies. I've got this is where the fun begins on this fight. It's the best Yoda fight we've got, and I love me some Yoda, so I had to give it a little bit of love.
And also, I think Ian McDiarmid fights a little bit more confidently in this one.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as the Mace and Palp's fight where he's just kind of awkwardly standing there. I think he's way more active and less flippy, but yet also more intimidating.
Yeah.
So again, like you said, combine that with the score where it just seems like everything is everything is crescendoing, and the fight in the Senate with all of those empty seats.
Seeing them coming up like that right there toward the end of that clip, even that was really cool.
Peak cinema. So I completely agree. You don't have to convince me of nothing on this one. All right, so let's go ahead and bring it almost home, but it's pretty much home because this is the one that everybody's talked about. I think I know what your answer is going to be on this one, but let's go ahead and jump right in.
Yep.
Unworthy. Boop.
Yeah, definitely unlimited power there.
Boop.
There were a couple of goofy things that Anakin did with his lightsaber in this fight, but overall, this is definitely this is the third and only final unlimited power I've got on my list. So
yeah. There's the emotions, the score, the choreography. This is the Jedi at their peak. This is everything good about having two highly skilled, highly force sensitive, highly trained individuals. There is no, Rey was never trained, or Ian McDiarmid was too old. These are two prime force users going to town. And that's a big reason why because you're absolutely right. They do a little extra. There's that one part where they're just standing there, just flipping their lightsabers around each other.
Very extra. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes you can just be so good at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, the fight choreographer. The fight choreographer.
How many people with nunchucks, do the nunchuck thing before they actually try to hit people with it? So
exactly.
That's still cool. That
man was stunning on everybody. He's like, you know what? You thought episodes 1 and 2 were cool? Watch this. Hold my beer. And the other thing that just makes me happy is seeing the behind the scenes of Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. They trained their butts off for this. Months of training, and they loved every second of it because they were so passionate about what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so awesome seeing two guys fully bought into George Lucas's vision and just savoring the moment. And we get that patented Anakin behind the back lightsaber twirl, which is always cool. All right,
and we learned the greatest lesson we've ever learned in Star Wars in this fight.
You said what?
We learned the greatest lesson that you can learn in Star Wars in this fight. Make sure you
always
have the high ground. Yeah.
As a kid, I would always do that when I was playing with my friends. It was like you'd stand on the top of the playground and you're like, "It's over. I have the high ground."
Yeah, I mean, I still do that when I play Fortnite now.
Again, it's iconic.
Yeah,
iconic. All right, let's finish this out strong with the final fight on our list. I'm really curious to hear what you got to say about this one.
It was cool, but to me, it was very anticlimactic. Because it went a little too quick, and man, you got all these lightsabers in your hand, and you're going to be that clumsy with it. You get hand after hand cut off on that. Like I don't know. It was disappointing to me. Not that the fight was necessarily bad, but it was quick and disappointing. like my wife's. Oh no, I can't say that.
Hey, yo, hey, yo.
I can't say that here.
Whoever's in the chat right now, sorry guys.
Well, I'm on the couch tonight.
That might have been probably one of the like top 3 of like favorite stream moments of all time. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. But all right, we're to get back on track. I completely agree. All right, I gotta go straight to Ken. He said, "DJ, go to timeout."
Fair.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you gotta go back to your corner. Oh my gosh. But no, so back to what you said, I agree, because like I think some fights get better over time, but I think with this one, you go back to it and you're like, wait a minute. The more we learn about General Grievous from like the Clone Wars and stuff like that, we see how he easily defeats Jedi left and right, and how he can't be stopped. He's a machine. And to see Obi-Wan disarm him so quickly, I was like, is Obi-Wan that good at defense, or is it just something that was kind of lazily put together? Because in the books, they purposely send Obi-Wan to fight Grievous because Grievous's style actually matches up with Obi-Wan's Form 3 Surisu, and having a defensive mastermind like Kenobi bodes well against 4 lightsabers, but it wasn't utilized creatively. Like you said, he's got 4 arms.
Yeah.
Hit him with one, swing with the other, maybe go low or something like that, and force him to think on his feet.
Yeah.
So as a kid,
like he can only use one at a time for some reason, even though he had all four arms.
Dude, I mean, at least put all 4 lightsabers on his, like, do a clash, and then just use all 4 and just like break his guard at least. But as a kid, still blew my mind. I was like, holy crap, dude, that's 4 lightsabers. That's sick as heck.
Yeah.
But the older I get, it's like, and then I know Grievous is confirmed to be a coward, and you know he's been proven multiple times to run from fights. But just having him constantly running away from Obi-Wan doesn't make him any more intimidating, in my opinion. But
coughing and wheezing the whole time.
Yeah, like seriously. Which did you ever if you wanted, like, if you were curious, did you know why he coughs?
It seems like I may have heard this, but no, I can't.
So in the animated Clone Wars show, not the animated one that came out in 2008, but the one before that was actual like Samurai Jack animation.
Yeah.
Mace Windu crushes Grievous's windpipe or internal organs as he's capturing Palpatine.
Okay.
So that's why he has that rasp.
Okay.
Makes him sound like he's got terrible asthma.
It does sound like that.
Give that man an inhaler. So with that being said, where are we going with this?
I think I would. I would say they're may or decent still. I mean, it wasn't a bad one like some of these others we've had. So
decent sounds good.
Okay.
If you're cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Yeah, we were very limited on which ones we put as really good. I feel like we.
Yeah.
Like even though we weren't super mean to a lot of these, we were also not giving anything too much the benefit of the doubt either.
No, yeah. Again, you have to earn your spot on the top list. I think this looks pretty good. Yeah, shoot. Well, guys, that is the final list that we put together. And to wrap this thing up, we'll go ahead and go through the comments that we have. And once we get through all of them, say we're good to get on up and out of here.
All right.
Let's do this. Got to do the classic. Where did we end off? Did anyone have the Reek?
Big monster.
Yeah.
I guess he's talking about the figures.
It's like the figures, or like the specific? Is he referencing the scene? I definitely don't have any of the figures. So I'm sorry, 80s kid. I don't know if that answers your question. Yeah, the red rhino alien looking thing from episode 2. Yeah, definitely don't have that. I don't know about you, DJ.
No.
Yeah. Facts. Jason says, "No, I'm joking. It was bad." Okay. Woo! I really thought Jason was telling the truth about episode 4. It's like, this man's out of his mind. You guys have seen the one that's fan made. Yeah, dude, have you seen that?
Yeah.
Okay, if you have the time, either today or tomorrow, look up the fan made remake of that fight between Vader and Obi-Wan. It's a little janky looking, but it definitely makes it better in my opinion.
Okay.
So definitely worth a shot. Jason said, OMG, Erisham the Headless.
Yeah.
Yep, poor guy.
I would get up and go get it and show you, but I'm in my Pikachu pajama shorts, so I'm not gonna get up from my desk right now.
At least you're honest.
Yeah.
Ken says, I actually like this fight. I put in the decent category, Kylo versus Rey in episode 9. I respect it.
Okay.
80s Kid said, I had the 12-inch Darth Sidious and 2 Vader helmets. Dude, I had the Vader helmet that was the voice changer.
Yeah.
I loved that sucker. 80 says, I also had the red-blue Anakin Vader lightsaber as well as Anakin's lightsaber from episode 2. Also, excellent choices. Excellent choices. Ken says, does Finn versus Phasma count? If so, it's in the Sarlacc pit. Yeah, see, I was putting this together and I was like, I shouldn't put this in there. I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. Why not? Let's see if somebody says something. So, Ken, you win. Most observant commenter. Ding, 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 ding. Illiterate says, somehow Palpatine returned. And with that, you have purpose or completely encapsulated the sequel trilogy in one quote. Somehow Palpatine returned. 80s Kid said, a couple years ago, I found a loose 99 Qui-Gon lightsaber at Goodwill.
Cool.
Dang, just chilling in Goodwill. That's a great find. 80s Kid says, Chrome Dome. What MCU executive wrote that line? It's true. But hey, maybe with the writer's strike finishing out, maybe that means we'll get some a nice bolster to the MCU writing team going forward.
Maybe.
Who knows? 80s Kid says, why? I'm assuming that's something we did. You know what? We were still talking about the sequel trilogy around that time, so I think it was probably one of those clips. Ken says, Kyle. Yeah, Ray versus Kyle. Love it. Episode 9 in the Force time continuum is meh, I guess. Yeah, again, nothing special. Ooh, Ken says, I gotta disagree with you, Jonah. Luke gets Force powers, and honestly, his fight technique isn't much better than Rey's. So maybe it's just the way it's. I don't know. Maybe. So Ken, I definitely see what you're saying, but like, I think it's just the way that Rey is. Maybe it's the way she's shot, maybe the way she's directed. I don't know, but like somehow she just seems 10 times more clumsy than anything Luke ever did. Even in episode 5, Luke was very untested. But I don't know, DJ. Maybe you can add anything to it at all if you have something. But like, I just feel like Luke was a little more in contrul.
I kind of see the point, but yeah, I mean, you can even see it in the facial expressions between the two. Rey is very stoic.
Like she's holding in a poop.
Yeah. Kind of like that. So I don't know. Maybe it's the emotion from Luke while he's hammering away with his swinging, crazy Tarzan stuff. But it worked better for Luke than it did for Rey for that fighting style, if that's considered a fighting style.
80s Kid says, I have trained myself to use a lightsaber my whole life, and I feel like a Padawan Jedi Knight. I am far from a Jedi Master. LOL. Let's go, Palps. Good for you, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, shoot. I remember in my neighborhood when I was younger, we would have hierarchies and Jedi Knights and Jedi Masters and Padawans, and we'd train each other. And man, back in the good old days.
I got some.
I was gonna say, all you gotta do is whip out your arm. You're locked and loaded.
I got some moves. I mean,
this man stays strapped. He's ready to go.
I don't know if you noticed that just now, but I could have took out any of these things.
See, that's why you got to keep it to yourself. You know, you keep pulling that out, and you're going to end up getting, pulled over for assault with a deadly weapon. So,
also with my wife's.
We're on the same page. Let's go. Oh, it just keeps getting better and better. Ken says Yoda versus Palpy is definitely where the fun begins, despite Yoda quitting for no damn reason. Yeah, my wife and I just watched episode 3 like a couple days ago, and my wife was literally like, "Dude, he's still got like." Why is he just giving up? He's giving up because episode 4 needs to happen. But he could have totally just darted right back around, leapt up a couple ones and finished the fight because he was winning. Like, he had Palps on the ropes. And then he got knocked down. He's like, oops, I have an owie on my head. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, that was kind of weak.
Ken says the Emperor is much better in the fight.
Yeah.
1,000 times. This is the one right here. Unlimited power. Yes, sir. Episode 3, Battle of the Heroes. Doesn't get much better than that. Ace Kisses. Oh, yeah. I was 8 years old in the theater when I saw this movie. Best movie theater experience next to Spider-Man 2002.
Okay.
All right. I respect it. Ken says, you were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. Can we shout out Ewan McGregor as just rock solid as Obi-Wan? And the emotion he displayed in that scene?
Ian McGregor is probably the best actor Star Wars has had. Like, just overall, genuinely great actor. Ian is it.
I completely agree.
They've had some banger actors. I mean, but Ian is the guy. Best
casted, best portrayal, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why, even though it didn't end well, the fact that they brought him on to have his own TV show goes to show how well and in high regard he is by Star Wars.
And that show was not his fault.
No, not at all. Not at all. Justice for my boy Ewan, man. Ken says, democracy. I will do what I must. You will try. Ken's got me over here
You've been practicing
monologuing.
Yeah.
My wife gets so mad at me because, like, we'll be watching these movies and I'll just start randomly just going word for word, bar for bar. She's like, look, okay, I get it. You can stop. I was like, look, I've been watching this stuff since I was a kid.
Yeah.
This is who we are. We're Star Wars fans. You got to quote everything. 80 says, so this is how Liberty dies, with thunderous applause. An underrated quote. Very underrated quote, actually. Padme, for, God love her.
Yeah.
She had a rough go at it in the sequels. I mean, in the prequels, with the lines, the dialogue, the direction. Yeah. This was probably the best delivered scene that she had in the prequels, in my opinion. But that's just me. I think she was very convincing. Only a Sith deals in absolutes when he's literally being absolute about that statement. Love my boy Ewan, but definitely contradicted himself.
Yeah.
80 said, clearly Dooku didn't train him with his best lightsaber moves. Definitely not. Ken says, Obi-Wan versus Grievous was disappointing, to be honest, for the exact reason that DJ mentions. Yep. Spot on. And we're back to the timeout.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Getting late, I'm getting loopy, apparently.
Well, with that being said, we will close out with the final comment of the day. Night, actually. Is 80s Kid says, my favorite Mace Windu is from Clone Wars 2D. Mad respect. He was awesome in that. And with that, we have officially come to the end. DJ?
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. It was good being here. I'm glad you had me on for this.
This was a blast. Guys, if you guys are still hanging out, I want to thank you all so much for joining us on this live stream. Be on the lookout for things in the future. There's a lot of things that the YouTube communities from all of the different fandoms are doing, and the fact that you guys chose to spend some time with me and DJ tonight just means so much to us. DJ, I'll go ahead and give you a quick spotlight. Tell everybody where they can find you, and we'll close it out. Give me a sec. Hang on. I'm gonna get you on here. I got you.
Aha, there I am. Movie Time Minute. I'm DJ. You can find me on YouTube, most of the other social media platforms, except I'm not on Twitter or X, whatever it's called. But I've got a new series going on right now called Does It Hold Up, where I'm going through older movies that you guys get to vote on, and I review it and talk about it and answer the question, does it hold up? So make sure you check out those videos. I'm doing live streams, it seems like every day this week with different people. And I've started where I'm probably going to start doing a live stream every Sunday night, just talk about the latest in movie news and stuff. So check me out while I do that.
All right. And with that, guys, we will see you next time.